4/5 of the world's population live in developing countries. Some countries have made outstanding achievements, but for many, living in poverty has become a way of life. Their national economies are often weak, and their participation in the global economy denied. The many different countries and continents suffering from underdevelopment are located chiefly in the southern hemisphere. They've become known collectively as the South. But despite their diversity, there's a bond that links the countries and peoples of the South. It's their desire to escape from poverty and underdevelopment and secure a better life for their children. Increasingly, the practice of working together to reach their goals is being adopted. Cooperation between villages, between countries and between continents seems to be the answer. This can be in the form of South-South cooperation, where developing countries help each other, or with the involvement of developed countries and the international organizations in a triangular arrangement. 25 years ago, at the United Nations Conference on Technical Cooperation among Developing Countries held in Buenos Aires, the framework for this cooperation was laid down. Since 1978, UNDP's Special Unit for Technical Cooperation among Developing Countries has been building bridges between countries and continents to foster the free flow of trade, ideas and expertise. It plays a vital part in enabling people to integrate into the global economy and to work towards the Millennium Development Goal of reducing instances of extreme poverty by the year 2015. Rice, a staple food in Asia. Now it's also the basic food for 240 million African people, 1 in every 3 on the continent. Demand for rice is growing faster here than anywhere in the world. A new Rice for Africa has been developed by the West Africa Rice Development Association and its partner institutions in 23 countries in West Africa, Asia, Europe and the Americas. The rice resulting from crossing Asian and African varieties has been dubbed New Rice for Africa, or NERICA. Funding for NERICA came from Japan, the UNDP Special Unit for TCDC, the Rockefeller Foundation, among other partners. This is an example not only of South-South cooperation, but also of triangular cooperation, where developed nations work together with developing countries to meet such challenges as poverty reduction and food security in sub-Saharan Africa. Trade between nations is not new, but economic cooperation between developing countries is becoming an increasingly high priority. The Africa-Asia Business Forum is one initiative which draws together entrepreneurs from both continents to exchange knowledge and to form business partnerships. Every developing country now belongs to one or more regional or sub-regional groupings whose aim is to catalyze social and economic progress. These groupings of the South open up increased possibilities for participation in the global economy. Mercosur, the South American Common Market, ensures that a large percentage of exports from Latin American countries is between its member states. And within Central America, the International Trade Center initiated the Latin Pharma 2002 project, involving the pharmaceutical industry in that region. 3/4 of essential drugs are currently imported, while local companies stand idle. The expansion of the project to include the Andean countries of South America is being investigated. Water, another critical development issue. Around the world, this precious resource is becoming ever more scarce. The special unit has been involved in promoting policy dialogue among developing countries on things like the management of water use. Countries in the Middle East and Northern Africa are pooling expertise and ideas in an initiative part-funded by the International Development Research Centre and the Canadian International Development Agency. Like this farmer in Iran, many others in the region face similar problems in the fight against the encroaching desert. To keep us alive, as well as to play in, water crosses all international boundaries. China, one of the leading promoters of South-South cooperation, recognizes the need to forge broad South-South partnerships. China has created a network of institutions working in renewable energy, involving small hydropower stations, solar energy and biogas. This orange farmer was one of the first in her village to install a system of biogas. In addition, China has been instrumental in uniting other pivotal TCDC countries to coordinate their activities in assisting less developed countries. The focus of many of these countries is on training and the exchange of expertise. With a population of 4.9 billion, the South has an abundance of the most valuable resource, people. Unlocking the potential of each individual is the critical challenge. One area where there has been great success is in information technology, where using the South-South cooperation, countries have pooled expertise to produce some of the world's finest high-technology experts. One of the countries involved is Malaysia. Through the Malaysian Technical Cooperation Program, participants from 98 countries attended its courses in information and communication technology. Along with Malaysia, Brazil, South Africa, Tunisia and India are also leaders in information technology and firm believers in the importance of training and the exchange of expertise. The Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation Program has offered assistance in the form of instruction, consultancy services, feasibility studies and study visits. The government of India has spent some $2 billion over the years through programs of technical assistance to 130 developing countries throughout the South, thereby sharing knowledge based on their own development gains with less developed countries. The training of people functions not only on a South-South basis, but also some of the developed countries sponsor instruction at institutions in the South to the benefit of many developing countries. Japan, among other developed countries, has been a strong supporter of these initiatives and has provided millions of dollars in funding educational programs. Similarly, Cuban doctors have been sent to many countries of the South, sharing their skills and expertise. The world's most important resource is people. And women make up a large part, accounting for more than half the population of the South. Not only do they play a major part in the production of food, but they're also the chief preparers of food on the table. Combine these pursuits with the vital social roles of mothers and caregivers, and they become the engine driving forward the development process. A resource indeed to be cherished. With increased exchange of expertise and training opportunities between countries, women are able to move beyond their more traditional roles, entering domains once seen as beyond their reach.
Runway 26 right for departure.